Man, they got everything right about this movie so much that they even got the theme song right. You know, at the end of the Mission Impossible thing, when they go like, Betty! They had that. They got that one dude back. That dude that plays the bongos. You know,
I was about to say that movie got it right. I don't know what you got. You sound like you need to get your car checked in the auto shop.
His car does make that sound like. I'm driving the Mission Impossible car.
AutoZone that shit.
Tone deafness is what he's got.
It's like you ran over somebody.
I know. But when you open the trunk, you know what you get. You get that guy with those bongos. Here you go, sir. You got a guy playing bongos in your trunk right here. Oh, you got Tom Cruise back here on the engine.
Well, you know, you get Tom Cruise to push the car because he's going to be running his ass off.
Boy, you just need to jump on Tom Cruise. He'll take you wherever you need to go real quick.
Get there such a fast too.
Yeah, man.
Damn, Tom Cruise.
If he was one of the Flintstones, he'd be a race car driver.
I know he can drive a car with his feet.
Speed racing.
You could watch the entire Boston Marathon and you won't see nobody run as much as Tom Cruise does in this movie right here.
And yet, I gotta say, for all the Mission Impossible movies, this is the first time that they finally realized there's no Tom in team.
Oh yeah,
It's like, yeah, it's a team effort. For the first time, it really feels like they went, hey, maybe we should give everybody something to do, you know, throughout the entire film.
Oh yeah. There's even a point in the movie where he just comes out and tells his team that they have. You know, the last three movies been all about my conceited ass, but you know what? I realize now that it's all a team effort, and I want to give you guys something to do. So that's what I've been saying about these movies the whole time, and I think this is the movie that has actually perfected what Mission Impossible is about, because I've always said it's about the team. It ain't about fucking Tom Cruise and running around grinning and growing his hair out every movie and shit.
Well, hell, I mean, not only is it so much more about the team, do they include him more, but they're the ones who have all the personality to the point that where he's just kind of generic himself, other than a guy who runs and does crazy stunts.
And I'm glad you said that, yeah, because throughout this the whole movie, he plays it so stone cold serious. And I guess to a point you're like, okay, I get that. He is like the ultimate badass of this movie. He's almost playing like the character from Collateral, where whatever he sees he needs to get done, he needs to get it done quick. And he doesn't have time for any kind of human, Simon Pegg. He doesn't have time for comedy relief, and he doesn't have any time for drama. He just needs to bust through a fucking window and get the job done.
Yeah, we've seen enough through the other three movies, assuming you were able actually physically to sit through all three of the previous films, that we know enough about this guy. We know who Ethan Hunt is. I mean, I still hope
Ethan Hunt?
I'm sorry.
Was that a Freudian slip?
I thought you said Ethan.
Speaking of that, though, I still hope they bring his brother Mike in at some point.
I thought you said Ethan Cunt for a second. I was like, oh, yeah.
Wow.
You know you loved it. But,
You made that happen.
I know.
That wasn't organic.
No, it was, because I was like, shit, I got to get out of this Freudian slip thing somehow.
So you put your own Ethan Hunt. That was your impossible mission.
It was. But, you know, it's like we know enough about him already, where even though he has a story arc, it's not really even his story arc anymore. It's all expressed through the other characters. They're like, man, I'm kind of worried about Ethan and his story arc.
Well, you know what it was.
And he's like, will you just shut up and do the mission?
Yeah, it was almost like, because in the first Mission Impossible, they killed his team off in 5 minutes within the movie.
Yeah.
So it was almost like here, he looked around like, damn, y'all ain't dead yet? Shit. Y'all still here? All right, let me give y'all something to do then. If y'all ain't gonna die in the first 10 minutes, come on, you take this, you take this,
Yeah,
you
he
take
was
that.
like, wow, I'm not sure what to do with a team at this point. I'm used to pretty much working by myself.
And it's actually a building sense of camaraderie throughout it, which is nice and appropriate. Like, I mean, we see some returning people from the last movie, of course.
Sure.
Simon Pegg, of course, has come back and indeed in the same role, but this time now he is a field agent, so you actually get a lot more of him. And you're right. Cruise looks around like what are you still doing here? That they actually make a point even in the movie of him kind of group hugging them.
I thought there was a great part where you can probably tell Tom Cruise probably tried to change that script, because he's like, everyone's like, what's going on? What, are you going to do this alone? And then 2 minutes later, you need a whole team to do this job. And he's like, oh, fuck.
It's almost like they showed up. He's like, guys, I got that. And they looked up a contract saying, nope, whole movie. We ain't going nowhere, man. Gotta keep us well. We're unionized now.
Yeah, right?
But you do need a guy like him to be a leader of impossible missions, because he never says, I can't do this.
No.
There's nothing you throw at him, even though it's statistically and physically impossible for this to ever happen. He just still goes, nope, there's a way.
Well,
I'm going to just start running until shit happens.
There's a lot of there are even a lot of scenes of this movie. I don't know if you guys noticed, where people on his team, like, almost do some of the shit he's done before in the previous films, and he's yelling at him, "Do it! Just do it already! I did it. You could do it. Do it!"
Yeah, I'm like, if you're gonna be here, then do it. Goddamn it! You know, I can do that shit myself, but no, you want to work with me, so go ahead. You jump off that shit. Yeah, you do that stunt.
I
You take that shit off.
torment. I'm like, oh, what a little puss.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, put Jeremy Renner, the new guy, on there. Hey, man, I did that drop. Do it. You better fucking do that. You better do that shit.
I'll do it. Fuck it. I'll do both things at the same time.
I know, like it's almost like Jeremy Renner's getting his ass beat by a bad guy, and Jeremy Renner look at Tom Cruise like, man, you gonna help me? Tom Cruise, nope. You want to be in the movie? You take it on.
Gotta pay your dues.
Yeah, you take that ass whooping like a man.
Even so, Cruise is still, I mean, he's still Cruise, and it's like, fair enough, they talked him into letting everybody else have their own place in the film, but when it comes to the big stunts, everyone's like, excuse me, Mr. Cruise is up front and center.
Oh,
now.
you know what? It wouldn't have been like that. Tom Cruise was standing there, and then CG Tom Cruise came in and said, nope, excuse me, I'll do this. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, this movie, I love this movie, man. I really do. This is probably, as far as action movies go this year, this is by far my favorite because there are so many amazing things in this film. And plus, for a movie that's a spy film, I'm glad they took it down to some old-fashioned spy shit, to even making America and Russia hate each other again, you know, down to the point where you got a supervillain want to launch a nuclear missile. I mean, that's some old shit. You know, that's some old supervillain shit.
Something where my 1980 brain can still understand the concept of good and evil.
It's when James Bond was good, like back in the like crazier James Bond spectacle days, you know? You're like, wow, yes, this is insane. It is Mission Impossible, only with not just one guy.
See, I just thinking like, as supervillains go, that guy's so passé. It was very 1984. Other villains would have looked at him like, get with the times, my good man.
Oh, yeah, no, it's almost like if there was a convention of supervillains, you know, they'd be like, man, I'm about to release a virus. I'm about to release some shit on a computer that's going to shut down the nation, you know. I'm going to set loose a plague that's, you know, invented in a lab somewhere. What you going to do, man? I'm going to release a nuclear missile. Like, really?
It's a plot. Yeah, it's a plot that Dr. Evil...
You're still using nuclear.
It's a plot that, plot that Dr. Evil could easily conceive, but Brad Bird, my hat, if I had one, my hat's off to him because, wow, he made this by far the most exciting, most... like just fucking edge of your seat movie that you can expect with a spy film in the longest fucking time, honestly.
Yeah. Even though, and I will say this, I don't think the script was perfect. And I think that one of the issues was the bad guy. The bad guy is so undefined as to be even unclear who he actually is at points. I'm like, wait, who is the villain in this film? And I think it's to Brad Bird's credit that with all the inconsistencies in the script, and there were quite a few, he just shone right over them by doing such a fantastic job with the pacing, just the sheer velocity of the goddamn thing, and the way he took advantage of the IMAX.
Oh, yeah,
at points, like your jaw hits the floor. You're like, oh my God.
Well, that's sort of the thing. I mean, I don't know if you still want to give a synopsis.
No, because it is a great synopsis here, and again, like I said, it's very simple. You know, I like when you have a team of, especially when the spy has to go under. You know, when he has nobody on his side. You know, spies get by because they can always call in some backup and get some gadgets sent to them or something. And in this movie right here, you have the IMF, which is the Impossible Mission Force. That sounds like they should be like in headbands, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Impossible Mission Force, they should be like all in like tight
it's kind of a weak name when you come right down to it. I mean, they call themselves the Impossible Mission Force.
It sounds like
I was trying to figure it out in the theater, like, hey, man, what the fuck does that incredible motherfuckers? I don't know.
Don't you remember they did that song Right Here, Right Now? Remember that?
Oh, that's the wrong fucking.
Oh, sorry. Is that
Jesus Jones.
Oh, is it?
No, you know, but that's what I thought of. It's like,
sorry, wrong joke.
When I heard Impossible Mission Force, I immediately thought of a bunch of guys in tight spandex with headbands and, you know, loud colors and explosion behind them in their own, like, 80s guitar riff. Impossible Mission Force!
That's Team America you're talking about there.
Do you have any fantasies that don't include guys in tight spandex?
No.
There we go. We agreed not to bring this up again.
Hey, Leah, I got this outfit that fits you perfectly. You're not my fantasy yet. Where you been?
That's why I'm leaving as soon as this is done.
It's your old spoiler outfit.
We know one Mission Impossible, and that's not getting you to this outfit yet. No, you know.
Yeah, that's impossible. Trust me.
This is why I don't listen to a Coco.
But you know, so you've had the Impossible Mission Force, which has pretty much been Tom Cruise throughout the years. They've gone on and taken on these missions that have just not. They are the last resort. These are the guys you call in when nobody else can do it, except this time on one mission in Russia, the Kremlin is like blown up, and it's been they somehow whoever's responsible has been able to pin it on Tom Cruise and his crew, and because of that, they have been disavowed by the government, and they're left on their own to prove their innocence and also stop this madman who wants to, and that is where this big cliche comes in, who wants to start a new world order, start mankind over again, bring in world peace.
Ra's al Ghul did it first.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, a lot of people have done that by launching a nuclear missile over into the United States, which will in turn, of course, start a whole global nuclear war. And that's one of the cool things I like about that. They have been able to, like, they have to work on their own. But outside of that, man, yeah, the script, like you said, man, the villain in here, whose name Hendrix, who's played by a guy who, whenever you see this guy in a movie, you can guarantee he's the bad guy.
Well, now, if I'm not mistaken, he was the lead in the original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh, was that him?
I believe that was him.
Michael
Nyquist.
Yeah. Nyquist might as well be shit.
Nyquist.
It's sad they take such a good actor and they put him in this role where he barely even has any dialogue.
Right.
I mean, you'd expect even during the admittedly
That is the guy, man. I was wondering.
Admittedly, final badass fight between him and Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, which is amazing. One of the best showdowns ever. He didn't even say anything during that.